My name is Joe Allen. 4 years ago, I decided to film my adventures in the Ozark Mountains of southwest Missouri. With the help of some of my best friends, the Hunt Company was born. This is our story.
We just found my doe that I shot right over there.
Now that we've made it through the 2012 season and the worst of our footage, after that year I decided to go to my first film school, and it was a film school put on by Blaine Anthony from Nature Productions, and Blaine is a popular producer on the Pursuit channel, and I thought I would gain a lot of knowledge and it would help develop my skills as a videographer. So I went to the film school that he put on in Ohio and hit it off really well with Blaine. Decided to take part in his TV show called The Hitmen, which is on the Pursuit channel, and we were going to be a featured team on that show. I came back after the film school and decided to start doing my own film schools to help develop my team's knowledge and help other people learn and develop their skills as well. So at this point, we became the Midwest Hitmen. We were using an identity to be a part of the Hitmen TV show, and we were developing more as a team, getting more people involved. So for the 2013 season, we certainly had more people to help out filming, and at this point I had decided after the buck that I missed on camera in 2012 that I was going to always have someone to film me or always be there filming someone else. That was the top priority at the time. And so we had the film school here in Missouri and started to develop more people to come and help out with the filming and the hunting, and now the good stuff will start to happen, and or at least it will get better. And this is where it started to get much more serious because we were filming for a TV show and we had that pressure to produce footage and quality footage, because we certainly didn't want to make any bad impressions right off the bat. I mean, I'd say we just go back where we were, you know?
Yeah. We need to look at the map and make some decisions and go here and go there and see what we can come up with.
With the pressure to perform at this point, I knew that we were going to have to go in and try to film anything. I mean, everything that we possibly could film. And basically every year it starts out with bow fishing. We'll start going out on the lake even before turkey season and start trying to find fish and get ready for the spawn. So obviously I tried to bring as many people as I could to come out and fish and film, and realized quickly that this wasn't going to cut it for quality hunting footage for TV. It's extremely difficult, as you'll see, trying to get quality hunts on film in a boat at night.
Got him! Good shot, Joe.
Sunday, first week of spring turkey season here in Missouri is about over. The birds have been very elusive to this point. We got Ben sitting here driving us to the location. We're gonna see if we can't find something coming off the roost this morning. I don't know. Hopefully they're gonna be talking. It's gonna be a good morning. The weather seems to be about right.
You ready?
I think.
I'm gonna hit record and just let me step away.
So spring turkey season rolls around in 2013, and I'd never really done a whole lot of turkey hunting. It was just something that I hadn't really gotten into. I didn't have anybody that had really shown me how to call or you know, what it was all about. But my buddy Ben, we decided we were going to get out in the woods. We were going to take our camera with us, and we were going to get some turkey footage. So we go out. We had a really, really solid piece of property that we were hunting. We knew it was holding birds. We knew that there were some good toms that were there. So we had a blind set up ahead of time. We got out in the blind, really early, good morning, and just like we expected, there were toms that were gobbling all over the place. And so we were excited. We had our decoy set up. We were ready to roll. And we sat there. And they gobbled. And we sat there longer, and they still gobbled. And we probably stayed in the blind for a good hour and a half past daylight. And there's nothing that came in the field. So at that point, we made the decision to go to the birds. We were going to go find them. So we got out of the blind, and we had taken a shotgun with us, but I also had my bow because my plan was I wanted to kill one with a bow. So we had both. Well, when we got out of the blind, we decided to leave the bow there. So I was going to transition to the cameraman, and Ben was going to be the hunter. He had a shotgun. And so we leave the blind, we start heading to where this bird's gobbling, and we're close. We get really close. We sit down in the woods, and he's answering every call we make, every single call we make, and just like you would expect, as soon as he decides to come down out of the tree, then we don't hear him anymore. So we sat there at least 45 minutes, and the bird never showed up. So then it's decision time again. We're gonna go back to the blind and sit where we should have stayed the first time. We get up, we walk all the way back around to where the blind was at, and as soon as we come to the edge of the field where the blind is at, there's a tom strutting in our decoys, 15 yards from our blind. So needless to say, we were a little frustrated. We should have listened to our instincts. We should have just stayed where we were at. So we just sat down there and watched them. We had a hen that actually came probably 20, 25 yards, maybe 30 yards from us coming down the field. The tom disappeared. We didn't know where he went. The only thing you can do when you're turkey hunting is just stay after them. So we set the decoys up. We get back in the blind. And it really wasn't that long before we start hearing birds again. We think the same tom come out the end of the field, but then back to our left, we started hearing more birds. And I was able to peek out the blind, which was kind of brushy on that side, and 300 yards away, I saw 5 birds working up the field. And as they got closer, they got louder and louder and louder. And pretty soon I could see that there was 3 jakes and there was 2 pretty decent toms in the bunch, which got us excited. The only problem was as they got closer, they didn't come in front, they came behind. So we had to wait for them to come around the corner and see our decoy. As soon as they came around the corner and they saw that dude, they made a beeline straight for it, which I didn't have enough time at that point because when they finally showed up behind the blind, I couldn't get my bow drawn. They would have seen me. So I had the shotgun, and I just poked that shotgun out the edge of the blind, and they weren't 15 yards from us. And of course, that close, one shot, it was all she wrote. I was able to harvest a really nice tom that day. Very fortunate. We had a good time. Frustrating. I mean, all the feelings of just really being excited first thing in the morning, and then frustration because you can't find the birds, to seeing that they were right where you should have been, and then ultimately putting a bird down. Holy cow. Not too bad. I'll take this any day.
Yeah.
different property out this morning. We got in here, and as we got to this corner right here that we're at, it was too early to film. I hit a shootout call. Had two up the hammer right here behind us.
Travis Pierce is one of our guys that's really fortunate. He's got some really good ground up where he lives, and is an avid turkey hunter. He's also fortunate because he's got Eric Gregg that does nothing but film for him.
I'm just gonna try to sweet talk him, get him to come in close. I got 3 minutes and 15 seconds. What do you think about this guy? Huh? Bird. Oh yeah, bird.
After Rick and Travis got their turkey hunts on film, I was really excited because I knew this was going to be a really good start to the 2013 spring turkey season. And as I've mentioned before, my turkey season was a bust, and I was still in the middle of my turkey curse. And it was pretty much a bust for everybody else in our team as well. And so there was a little bit of frustration and worry setting in because bow fishing didn't work out. And we only had 2 kills on film for the spring turkey season. So I knew that we were going to have to work really hard the rest of the year to try to get on deer.
Does that got night vision on it?
It does not. You good?
I think so. Not long after Joe and I began dating, he took me deer hunting for the very first time. I was a little nervous, not knowing what to expect, but I was ready to try it, ready to try something new. And we sat all day, woke up really early, and didn't see anything. We saw some turkeys in the morning, which was kind of exciting, but obviously we could not shoot them. But we moved to a creek at the end of the day because it was really hot. And just as the sun was going down, a buck stepped out in front of me. So I got that opportunity, took a shot and dropped him right there. It was kind of my first time at the big buck fever or whatever you guys call it, because it came out and I thought it was huge. And in my head, I thought, I have shot a buck that's bigger than anybody else's buck that I know, and I was kind of getting excited and big-headed about it. And then you'll see, you know, whenever I go see the deer, it was really little, and I was pretty disappointed at its size. But that being said, I was really excited to have shot my first deer, and it's an experience I would definitely never take back.
Are you recording me?
Yes. How do you feel about walking out here?
Nervous. I've never been rifle hunting before, so I'm just kind of, I don't know what to expect, I guess. But I'm excited to shoot a deer for the first time.
mark you see. It's right there on the edge of the... Yes. Yeah.
Joe, he was huge. Did you see him? So what do we do now?
We got to go get it. After learning about hunting television and the ratings process, I knew that viewers generally enjoyed whitetail hunts more than anything else. I was thinking that if we could just work really hard throughout the off season during the spring and summer and scout and locate specific deer to target, that would increase our odds at getting some really good footage during the fall season. As a part of our process and our development as a team, this was really a turning point for me, because this is when I decided I wanted to focus on whitetail footage. I wanted to focus on archery hunting, and not necessarily not ever do a rifle hunt or a shotgun hunt, but I knew that it would be important for us to appeal to the viewers to focus on whitetails and to get those hunts up close and personal with archery equipment. And I spent the rest of my summer I worked so hard that year. I was out scouting, hanging stands, trimming lanes, pretty much every weekend, going to different locations, and knew that I really needed to work hard to get good footage during the fall season.
And we love floating down the Buffalo, rocking old Haggard song. And we love the gobble of a turkey and a rutting buck in the fall. If anybody ever asks me why I do the things I do, I blame it on my own dark roots. My family's been farming this county since 1832. And these are the fields my grandpa's grandpa plowed with a mule. And we still work them cattle even if we don't make a dime. Around here it's more than a living, man, it's a way of life you probably wouldn't understand. We don't expect you to. They sow the seeds that grew. My own dark roots. And we love loafing down at the MFA and pocket-worn case knives. We love giving everybody hell